Okay, so this is the November 2015 paper 3 IGCSE ICT paper. We're going to go through, it focuses on HTML and spreadsheets. The first thing it says is to download files from a website. Obviously, if you're looking at anything on the old specification, they used to require students to go and access things on the internet and then download them. They no longer do that, so all of the files have been provided in a zip archive, and all I've done is unzip them to this folder called N15 Tower R in order to work on them. So, the first thing that it asks for, actually, I've forgotten to put up the question number, which I know is helpful. There we go. So we're on question 3. So open up the evidence file, which is there. Make sure your name, center number, and candidate number appear on every page of this document. So there we go. Save this evidence document in your work area as N5 evidence, followed by your candidate number. N5 evidence, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget to save as a Word document as opposed to a rich text format file. Any screenshot that you put in to an RTF file will get really big. It'll make the file huge very, very quickly. So save as a Word document, and you're good to go. So the Tower R Wildlife Conservation Trust requires you to create a spreadsheet to calculate the wage bill for 1 week. All currency values must be shown in dollars with 2 decimal places. Make sure that you use the most efficient methods to do each task. Make sure that each printout fits on a single page and that the contents of all cells are fully visible. So we need to open up the CSV file. I'll just minimize the evidence document. This is question 4. So payroll.csv. Examine the contents of this file and save it as a spreadsheet. Well, consider your contents examined. Save as Excel workbook. It doesn't specify what we should save it as, so we'll just save it with the same name. Okay, question 5. Use cells A19 being here, down to D27, which is there, to create a named range rates. So to make the named range, I'm going to click in the name box and type rates and hit enter. If you do make a mistake when you're making a named range, you can find it again by going to, I always forget which tab it's on, Formulas, and then Name Manager. You can delete it or edit it from there. Okay, so that was number 5. Number 6, merge cells A1 to H1 so they become a single cell. Nice and easy. Number 7, enter the text TWCT week 14 payroll in this cell. Number 8, format this text so it is bold, 18 point, center aligned, sans serif font. So for sans serif, the easiest thing in Excel is just to go for Cambria right up top. And question 9, format this cell so it contains white text on a black background. Nice and easy again. There we go. Question 10. Now we're talking. So in cell D4, enter a function to look up the pay rate from the rates table. So we're going to be here, using the pay code as the lookup value and the named range rates as the array. So we're going to make a VLOOKUP, looking up that value in the table array rates, comma, we want to show the pay rate, which is column 1, column 2, column 3, so we're going to put 3 in there, and we want an exact match, so we're going to put false right at the end, and close our brackets. Now we can replicate that all the way down. That's pretty good. Formulae will be entered in steps 11 and 12. These will not produce results until test data is entered into F4. Okay, So for number 11, in cell G4, enter a formula to calculate the pay for this employee using their pay rate and hours worked. This is going to be nice and easy. We're going to multiply the pay rate by hours worked. Oh, wait, no, hang on. See, this is me not reading the question. In cell G4, enter a formula. There we go. So pay rate multiplied by hours worked. This is why it said, until we put test data in there, it will not produce results. So that's fine. Okay. Select appropriate data that you can enter into cell F4 to test this formula. Okay. Do we need to replicate yet? We don't. So, in order to pick out appropriate data, what we're going to want to do is have a look at their contract hours. Now, strictly speaking, hours worked ought to be something like contract hours. So we could just pick whatever's in contract hours, so 35. 35 hours multiplied by the pay rate of 9 should mean that their pay is 350. Now remember, these are supposed to be formatted as dollars with 2 decimal places. So I'm going to go to currency. There we go. Yep, that's fine. And then pay should be exactly the same. Now if you do get that error, just remember it's because your column isn't wide enough. So make it a little wider and you're good to go. Okay. So we've selected appropriate data, we've tested the formula, enter this data into the data chosen column of the test table in your evidence document. So in the evidence document, here we go, we've got data chosen, 35, output, expected, is what we should have seen, and what we should have seen is $315, so that's what we're going to type in there, 315, and we'll put the 2 decimal places as well, and the actual result was 350. There we go. Okay. In cell H4, enter a formula to display the word yes if the hours worked are greater than the contract hours. Display the word no if the hours worked are the same as the contract hours, or display the word incomplete if the hours worked are less than the contract hours. Now this tells us straight away that we're going to have to use an if, and it's going to have to be a nested if because we've got more than just 2 possible outcomes. So we'll do that first and then we'll look at the test data. So equals if. So if hours worked is greater than the contract hours, which is that, so if F4 is greater than E4, comma, we're going to write the word yes, comma. Now we're going to put our nested if, so if, open brackets, hours worked is the same as contract hours, so if F4 equals E4, then no. And then the final one, we don't need another if, we've only got 3 possible outcomes, so we're going to put incomplete as being the final section of that if statement. So just to translate this from Spreadsheet into English, if hours worked is greater than contract hours, we're going to say yes. If hours worked is equal to contract hours, we're going to say no. And if neither of those 2 things are true, we're going to say incomplete. So that will affect everything that is smaller than contract hours. So if we, ooh, hello. Ah, yes, look, I forgot a bracket. See? Even the expert can get things wrong sometimes. And anybody who's snickering at me calling myself an expert is going down a grade, I'm just saying. Okay, so we have our if statement. Now we need to have a look at the test data. I actually really kind of like this kind of question. They don't come up often, but I think it's a nice way to link together the systems development stuff that we looked at with the practical side of the course. So we're looking at test data. Okay, so select 3 items of appropriate data that you can enter into F4 to test this formula. Well, we could start out at the bottom and work up. So we could put hours worked 10, incomplete. So let's actually put this into the table to begin with. We'll do 10, we'll do 35, and we'll do 50. So expected outcome from 10 is going to be incomplete. Expected outcome from 35 is going to be no, and expected outcome from 50 is going to be yes. Is 50 greater than 35? Yes, it is. Is 35 equal to 35? Yes, it is. And is 10 less than? Yes, it is. So those are the three different outcomes from the if statement, and that's what we're expecting to see. Now we have to actually test it. So we're going to put in 10, and we get incomplete. We're going to put in 35, and we get no. And we put in 50, and we get yes. So now we can go back to our table, incomplete, whoops, no, and yes. All done. Really like that question. That's a very, very nice question. Okay. Oh, actually, that was question 12. Sorry about that. Okay. Fine. So now we're on to question 13. I need to get better at doing that. Okay, so replicate the formulae entered in steps 10, 11, and 12 for all employees. So we can very, very simply just select all three cells and replicate all the way down. We don't need this test data in here, so we can get rid of that. We can leave it blank for now. I would assume that coming up is some actual data, and there it is. Yeah, okay. So we'll leave that blank for now, that's fine. Okay, 14, apply appropriate formatting to all cells. Now this trips people up, and there is no good reason for it to. The first thing that we're going to do is make sure that every column is wide enough. So you can select all of the columns and just double click. If you do that, you're going to find that this pay column gets really thin because we don't have any data in it right now, so we'll just drag it a bit bigger. Headings should always be bold, and we should have borders around our table. You might also want to maybe fill it. Don't go putting colors in here. Remember that colors in a spreadsheet are supposed to mean something. If you put conditional formatting into a spreadsheet that already has all of the colors of the rainbow on it, it's not going to make any difference. It's not going to be easier for you. So I'll put a border around that too. So that was question 14. That's fine. So question 15. In cell G16, enter a function to calculate the total wage bill for this week. Well, that's super, super easy. We're just going to do a sum. There we go. It's done it for us. 16. In the center of the header, add your name, center number, and candidate number. So we're going to go insert, header and footer. We are in the center to begin with, so we're going to put my name and a space, center number, and candidate number. Save and print the spreadsheet showing the values. Now, it doesn't specify whether it should be landscape or portrait. In general, whenever you're showing the values, we want to, there we go, show formulas, that's it. So we're going to make all of the columns as wide as they need to be. And then I find this view really irritating. I don't work well with this view. If you want to get out of it, click the View tab and just click Normal to go back. Now you can see this dashed line shows me where we're down the middle of a page. So what I'm going to do is set the print area. So I'm going to select everything, go to Page Layout, Print Area, Set Print Area. I'm then going to go Orientation Landscape, and if we go into Print Preview, we can see that we're missing a column over there. So now in Page Setup, if you just click Fit To, 1 page wide by 1 page tall, hit OK, you're going to be able to fit everything. Now, even if everything looks really small on here, you would be surprised at how nice and easy it is to read when you actually print it. So don't worry about that. Okay? So this is number 17. I'm going to hit Print, send it to the printer, there we go, and we can flip over. So, enter the following data into the hours worked column. Okay, so they're all in order, that's fine. So we got 35, 35, 10, 35, 21, 12, 37, 0, 12, 7, 42, and 35. Let's just have a quick look to compare them. Are they all in the right order? Hernandez, Castro, Amir, Lee, Brown, Jameson, Dasuki, Da Silva, Schneider, Gomez, Patel, and Ali. They are, so we're good. Save and print the spreadsheet showing formulae. So we'll save. File, print, you know how to print. I'm not going to waste more paper. So showing formulae, make sure that row and column headings are displayed. Now I very nearly forgot that. To do that, we're going to show headings and tick print. You can see them. If we go into print preview, there they are. That's it. So now we hit print and send it to the printer. Okay. That was number 18. I'm still not any better at that. Sorry about that. Oh, and 19 too. Even worse. Okay, print the spreadsheet showing the values. Well, to show the values, we need to do two things. We're going to go formulas and untick show formulas. It's going to mess with all of our widths. There we go. That all fits quite nicely. So we'll go print, preview. Yeah, that's fine. And just print it showing the values. So again, hit print and you're done. So that was number 20. Number 21, we're going to change week 14 payroll so that it becomes week 15 payroll. Replace the existing data in the hours worked column with this. So 36, 35, 12, 35, 21, 12, 37, 38, 12, 7, 42, 24. There we go. Print the spreadsheet showing the values. So that's, oh, no, I've just done 22 again. And 23 is print showing the values. So file print. We are wasting a lot of paper on this particular exam paper. However, 24, sort the employee's data into ascending order of employee name. So we're going to select this data. We're going to go into the data tab and hit filter. We're going to choose employee, sort A to Z. Now, if you find you have this problem, what the filter is doing is going all the way down to the bottom of your spreadsheet. That is a problem. That is not something you want to happen. So, what we're going to do instead is drag over the entire table, and then we're going to choose the sort button. Sort will not get confused like filter sometimes does. The problem that we had was this data is underneath, and it's considering that to be part of the same table. It obviously isn't, but Excel isn't capable of knowing that. So we're going to choose sort instead. If we click that, we get this window open, and we've got sort by, employee, sort on values, order A to Z, and then it'll organize them correctly for us. So that's all fine. Number 25 is, once again, print the spreadsheet showing the values. So file, print, you know the drill at this point. Number 26, we're going to hide rows 17 to 27, so these ones down here. That was 26. 27, search the data to extract only the employees who have worked overtime and have a pay code starting with F. So to do this, we are going to apply the filter again, and we're going to have who have worked overtime. So we're going to choose yes. There we are. And have a pay code starting with F. So here we're going to do text filters, begins with F. Hit OK, and we've lost the B2 one, so we're left with just these 5 different values. Show evidence of your method in your evidence document. So what we can do is take a couple of screenshots. So I could take this one, just take a screenshot of that, copy to clipboard, we'll drop that in over here, searching method. So this was actually step 2. Step 1 was where we were looking for overtime. So again, I can just take a screenshot of that. There we go, drop it in, make it a little bit smaller so it fits, and we're good to go. That's it. Okay, so that was 27. Once again, number 28, print the spreadsheet showing the values, because we haven't killed enough trees. Yeah, there we go. So you're going to print that now, and we are done with spreadsheets. So, what I'm going to do right now is pause this recording and save it. We are at 21 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm going to split this paper pretty much down the middle into Excel and HTML. So I will be back for part 2 with the website. Okay? Save this. We might as well close it for now, and I'll be back in a minute with HTML.